Now, I didn't always appreciate the route that God took. I thought there was a quicker way I could have got here, like the whole Miss Universe thing. What we could have did without that. But I'm gonna tell you the story behind that. You know, I have been praying to God in 2015 to increase my global brand and persona. I wanted to go global. I wanted to get out of the United States. I wanted to become global. And that was my prayer. I became the biggest idiot ever in the history of television. But guess what happened? 48 hours later, I was the most Googled person in 10 years. Steve Harvey's name had been Googled 4 billion impressions, 4 billion in 48 hours. I was the most globally famous person on planet Earth. I did not like the route. I thought God was very unfair. But he gave me what I asked for. It was just the route that he took me. I did not understand it. But lo and behold, little did I know, 13 countries have given me and my wife villas all over the world. We can go to 13 countries and vacation anytime we want to because of my act of honesty. And then 2 months later after that, I got the biggest Super Bowl commercial I ever got, T-Mobile. I announced the wrong name on T-Mobile. They paid me more money for one commercial than I had made on all commercials I'd ever done. That's how God works. You just gotta go with him sometime. My global brand and persona, but boy, I was looking at God like, you gotta be kidding me. And now, look, man, I'm in Africa, I'm in Abu Dhabi, I'm in Dubai, I'm in London, I'm in the Maldives, I do business, all because of that one huge mistake. But God can take anything you do. All things work for good for them that love the Lord, and I sure love him. I tell my kids all the time, experience is priceless, man. It's a shame you got to pay for it with your youth. I tell them that all the time, man. Because you know my kids, they grew up, they're in the Google age, right? So they think because they can Google, they think they know. And I be telling them all the time, it's a lot of you can't Google. Dad, you can Google anything. No, you can't. So they challenged me the other day, said, Dad, name 2 things you can't Google. I said, you ready? I said, Google success. Go Google it. Google it. Go Google success. Now, go be it. Just do what is. You can't Google success. And you can't Google experience. You got to live in this world to get experience. You can't Google experience. Them 2 things. Then they got quiet. Well, them the only 2 things. Well, 2 big-ass things. Trying to be successful and trying to gain experience. There's 2 huge things. And one without the other, you in trouble. If you don't ever become successful at something, you in trouble. And if you don't ever get experienced at something, you in more trouble, you know. This is the perfect show for me. I get to meet people like this, I discover stuff about people. We have fun. We get little rhythms going with the families. It's laughing. Everybody at home can play along. Your answers at the house as good as their answers up here. That's what makes the game fun. Whenever I get in a dark place, and I get into myself, I'm human, you know, I'm not Superman. It's hard. Life is very hard. When you get in a dark place, what you should do is, when you start feeling bad or you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, the thing that fixes it right away is just start reminding yourself. Go down the list of everything that you can think of that you could be grateful for. Gratitude erases depression immediately. See, the way to get rid of darkness is with light. You can't kill darkness with more dark. You got to strike a match on one of these things. If you show gratitude, it immediately erases. I was having a tough morning the other morning, and then I just started thinking about all the stuff God had done for me. And man, oh man, oh man, I mean, it kind of helps. It don't kind of help, it eradicates. Because you have to remember something, man. Joy and depression cannot reside in the same space. You can't be depressed and full of joy at the same time. Gratitude produces joy inside of you. And everybody has it, because I don't care who you are and what you're going through or what you got something to be grateful for. There's not a person in here that ain't got nothing they can't be grateful for. Hell, you here. How about let's just start there? How about you walked in here? How about you got a mask on? You ain't got corona. You survived the pandemic last year. You here. I mean, man, it's so much. Your gift is the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. For me, it was comedy. So once you identify it, then that's the beginning of it. But there's a lot of work to do even after you identify your gift. You know, you can believe you're something all you want, but if you don't work towards it, you're just sitting there, it's gonna be empty. And so that takes me to page 159 in my book, chapter 12. It was called Tale of the Tape. Now this goes back, so I used to do a little boxing a while back, and the Tale of the Tape was interesting because it was an analysis of each boxer's physical stats. That's, again, about assessing strengths and weaknesses. And in the book is what we all need to do on our path to success. We need to make a tale of tape of ourselves. You gotta have an honest assessment of who you are. You gotta determine your strengths and weaknesses. You can't give your best if you don't know what your best is. You also need some outside perspective. If you listen to people that's close to you, that have your best interests outside, you can use these outside observers to gain knowledge to assess yourself. And when you reach out to get these outside opinions, be open, keep your emotions in check. But you can't say that, but just keep your emotions in check. Now, from there, you're gonna have a good feel about what your strengths and weaknesses are, and you can work on them to build them. You talk about managing your strengths. I know one of my weak points in my personal life is I don't like technical stuff. So even though I have to be on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, I don't care for that. So guess what? I find somebody who loves to do that. You know, I find somebody who has a strength where I have a weakness, and I partner with them. All you're trying to do is get to the goal. No one gets there by themselves. Everybody needs help. Now, when you know what you got going for you, be confident, not cocky. Managing your strengths, knowing what they are, and don't let nobody talk you out of it. And that gets you fight ready. When you get fight ready like that, you got to know you. Helps you develop your skills. All the while, you're developing your strength. You just got to keep developing the strength. Don't let anybody talk you up. At the same time, you must work on improving your weaknesses. So I've had to, in spite of myself, get on Instagram, get on Twitter, get on Facebook. I got to do the videos whether I want to or not, because the world is moving to social media. If I had as many followers as Kim Kardashian, I probably wouldn't even have to do this TV show. Also, one last thing, everybody. After you improve your weaknesses, protect your vulnerabilities. Stop telling people what's wrong with you, because some people will take that information and use it to their advantage. Don't tell them. I mean, in the beginning, I took everything, man. I was grinding. You know, I was trying to get here. I took everything. I think that's the part that young people don't get. Like, I talked to a lot of young acts today. I ain't doing that. That didn't pay enough. Did you hear what you said? You said it don't pay enough. But it pays. If you don't take the gig, you're gonna get zero. Well, no. I want this, and they only pay. I said, how much did you want? I wanted $5,000 for the night. How much they offer? $3,500. Yo, dog. What else do you have that you can get somebody to give you $3,500 for the night? Go tell your jokes. Nah, man, they got to pay me what I want. But see, now you're not honing your craft, and you're not making money. He said, would you have took it for $3,500? I said, yeah. He said, would you take it for $3,500 now? I said, no. But why you won't take it now, but you want me to take it?